Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank the ranking member for hosting this hearing following our successful field hearing in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, back in November. It's really good to have our dear friend joining the committee, Congressman Graves, here with us as well. The subcommittee's field hearing in Baton Rouge clearly demonstrated how Social Security Windfall's elimination provision in the Government Pension Office can treat some public servants unfairly. We heard multiple stories from public servants who are in or near retirement, who were forced to delay their plans or adjust their quality of life. I mean, we heard countless stories. Following the hearing, my office received an outpouring of inquiries from constituents who are impacted by WEP and GPO. Often these constituents served as teachers, postal workers, firefighters, law enforcement agents. Dedicated public servants, bottom line, should not be treated worse by Social Security than their counterparts in the private sector. So just as an opening statement, Dr. Fichtner, I noticed from your bio, you went to the school up north. I will have to treat you as a hostile witness.
Given that there's a national championship under our
I understand. Okay.
This might be the one area where we find agreement.
I am reclaiming my time.
Go blue.
So anyway, your testimony provides some examples of how Social Security benefits are calculated and how WEP further adjusts those benefits. Can you provide us an example of how the WEP can unfairly penalize those same public servants with the non-covered earnings? Make it quick, because I got a couple other questions.
Yeah, I'll make it quick. So basically, as Dr. Blahouse mentioned in his testimony as well, there's basically an average lifetime earnings that is adjusted. And then once you get an average amount, it's taken over 3 bend points. And the first one's a 90% bend point. It's applied to a lower level of average income. For the WEP, that can be reduced to 40%. Mm-hmm. So in some cases, depending on the data, it could over adjust or under adjust. And we've talked about the idea of fairness and the idea of equity. I think everyone here is trying to find equitable treatment. Equitable usually means same. So you're trying to find a way to treat like people alike. And that usually means like income amounts total, both and covered earnings. So they have a similar replacement rate when they have total earnings covered. And right now with the WEP, we basically readjust it. And we're trying to get it closer, and sometimes we miss the mark. And that's how some of those people can be unfairly benefited.
I'm going to move to Dr. Blahouse. Is income inequality, got through all the hyperbole here, is it the biggest reason Social Security is facing the financial shortfall that it is within the 10 years?
Well, no, it's not the biggest reason there's a shortfall. There was a discussion earlier about, if you look at the projection error that was in the 1983 projections, it's the biggest source of projection error. That was the thing they got wrong by the most. But the projection error and the problem are two entirely different things. The projection error is actually a small component of the overall problem. The overall problem is caused by demographics, increasing longevity, declining fertility, and also there was a series of automatic benefit increases that were enacted in the 1970s that were more rapid than could be funded over time within a stable tax rate. Those things were known in 1983. So if you look at the 1983 projections, you could see that they were unsustainable even then. They had 75-year solvency, as was alluded to, but it was large and growing deficits in the out years. So within a year or two, the system was going out of balance again. It was not a sustainable solution. So the fundamental problems were the benefit growth enacted in the 70s coupled with demographics. Among the projection error, income inequality was the largest factor that they missed, but that's a small piece of the overall whole.
Well, thank you for that. I'm going to go back to you, Dr. Fichtner, real quick. Do you believe that Social Security now has the data and the ability to accurately calculate the benefits for those impacted by the WEP or the GPO?
So again, if we were to go to a proportional formula, the answer is yes. But if we're going to stick with the current system to accurately do that, there are going to be better data exchanges to avoid having improper payments.
And for the record, just so we know, he also went on to do other schools, not just U of M. So with that, I yield back, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Next, we will call on the gentleman from Arizona, Mr. Schweiker.
Thank you,